today. I fell out of a canyon today, and I fell out of your world today, but I still had a hold on you, and you still had your ghost on me. But now that I see you weren't supposed to leave, but I wish you would stay. When you grew your wings, made me love you that much more. And as time passes, overlapses, no more collapses, earth rebuilds, haunted, earth rebuilds as your heart heals, earth rebuilds as your heart heals. I fell out of a canyon today. I fell out of the world today. But something in the way you smile has me questioning, has me rethinking. Who are you when no one is there? Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. stranger's mind, you will find something divine. The unexplainable comes to you. Ring of light, there's no excuse. You throw what you knew in the trash, 'cause this crash is gonna last. You, my love, were built to run, and you, my love, are bound to serve. 'Cause I fell out of my mold today. as much these days, and I don't familiarize with people that are not out of their comfort. Yes, yeah. Alright, I just want to talk about a few things that happened this week. First one being, I watched a short film. It's called Heart Like Water, I'm pretty sure. Don't know what year it came out. I think it came out kind of recently, but I go through these kind of like waves and like phases of like I'd be really into like a streak of watching movies, or like maybe a TV show hooks me. Like I gotta be hooked. When it comes to like TV shows, like I just finished, what was it? I did watch Blood of Zeus season 2. That was a few weeks ago, but no, recently it was Terminator Zero, I think. The new Terminator anime, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, but it hooked me. Like I could finish that in like one day. It's like 8 episodes. You can knock it out. I'm a fan of Terminator and I'm a fan of anime, so it's like, I'm already interested in the main aspects of the show. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that show goes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like the philosophical aspects of it, but also like just the pacing. A good pacing on a TV show will always get me. That's always a good indicator of a good show, or it just keeps your attention, keeps you engaged like that. So that, and what else? It was short film. I kind of just sidetracked it, but Heart Like Water. It's completely random. I was just on the site called Tubi. It has like free movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. Yo, I'm putting y'all on right now. No, but yeah, Tubi. I was just flipping around. I think I searched like a couple movies, but it wasn't on there. So it has results, like similar results, and I was like, oh, that looks. I don't know what hooked me. Probably the title or just the cover. 40 minutes. You guys could watch that. It's super quick and easy. I don't know. I was kind of drawn in. Just like I really love cinematography as a photographer myself. Or just like a lover. I'm a lover of visual arts. I'm a very visual person. I love that about filmmaking. So the short film just does that on all. Like hits home for me on all those fronts. So the cinematography definitely tells a story on its own, which I loved. The story itself was quietly captivating. Like there was barely any dialogue. But the themes is just very, if I could pinpoint it like very briefly, it's simple but effective, and it's what's like it's profound, but it's also just like almost modest in a way. Like it's not trying to do too much. It's just simply just trying to convey a message. No, but it got me thinking. The director at the end of the short film was doing like Q&A or just like talking, giving like tidbits about the process and stuff, which I always like hearing, just as a creative myself, and I'm just curious. So I always like to hear BTS or just tidbits or just mentality, whatever. Yeah, and he's talking about like the story of sacrifice. I mean, the short film is kind of like this early settlement story in like the Dakotas of just this couple kind of bearing, like just surviving pretty much and going through the struggles of that time, based on a real story too, which hits home even harder. But I think it's the major theme of like sacrifice, of like how much sacrifice these older, I mean everyone has sacrifice, will always make sacrifices in their lives. That's just part of the human experience. But in this case, it's like you have no other choice but to pass on, like, well, I don't want to give it away, but I mean, part of the movie is them having a baby, right? So it's like making this journey to sacrifice, make these sacrifices to not only like have a baby but also raise it, and give it a better life than they have. And it's such a deep concept, just because it's multi-generational and everyone has their own family traumas and all this stuff, and generational, you can say, curses, or just you know passed on traits, whatever, you know what I mean. I don't want to go too deep into that. I'm just saying, like, the theme of sacrifice just goes so deep, because these older generations, they can just talk specifically in like a family aspect, is like you wouldn't be anywhere near where you are without the sacrifices of the people before you. And just having that like simple perspective is crazy to think about, because the pain and like the suffering they went through is like unfathomable to what you experience today. And that's not to like belittle people's experience, like especially people that go through hard times, or people that are truly suffering and are hurting or in a bad situation. It's like, no, I empathize with that. I'm just saying, like, in a general sense, life just looks a lot different. Looks a lot different 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Life is always evolving, and the zeitgeist is always changing. So just to say, like, it opened my mind to think about that perspective. It's like, yeah, those sacrifices are on such a grander scale in retrospect. But when you're in it, it's like you have to have that like eye-opening perspective. Uh, well, in this sense, like passing, like someone's life is in your hands, that you're connected to, that is family. It's like the grandest sacrifice. I don't know what it's like having a kid, but you hear all these things, and like you are, you were a kid at one point. If you aren't one right now, it's like, I don't know. It's just, there's just power in knowing like the struggle your parents or your previous generations went through to give you the life you have now, or do the best they can, or just know what specific struggles and sacrifices they make. And it should help you, or that you could use that as like a motivation, or you could use that as like inspiration, or a source of like empowerment, or yeah, anything sort of like that. It's like, I mean, and if you want to make those sacrifices, to pass that on, you'll have another perspective to go off of uh, possibly a much harder one, a much more gruesome journey that had its own set of challenges that you don't face, but it's helpful to know what the previous generations went through to combat new challenges and new obstacles. So just to say, like, it's just wild to know how deep that goes. It's like, it's hard to like get these to like go off the cuff with this, but it's fun. It's fun. This is what this short film made me think of, and the director is talking about it, because it is so deep rooted. Like, and I have my own personal like take on sacrifice, and I feel like sacrifice is just one of life's greatest teachers. I've always, that's always stuck out to me, and I've always held that close and sincere. Like, I don't take sacrifice lightly, and I know how important it is in my life, and just your personal journey and development, and just growing and evolving and stuff like that. So it's very important to say that it's just wild that somebody has a perspective of like, I'm gonna do what it takes to make this life have a better life than I had it. Do everything in my power to give them something I never had, or to make these sacrifices for this generation that I don't even know if I'm going to be a part of, that maybe I'll never see, or maybe I'll never reap, or reap the benefits that I'm sowing, bear the fruits that I'm growing, or that reap the fruits from these seeds that I'm planting. And that's part of like making sacrifices. It's not always gonna be instantaneous, or maybe you just never see the outcome or the immediate results of your sacrifices, but there's just so much power in knowing that you have that perspective, and you know that there's purpose in your struggle, and there's purpose in your sacrifices. I think there's so many lessons, and there's so much strength in that, and it's just, you learn so much about yourself and about life, and you can really gain a sense of empathy, I feel like, definitely, for others and for yourself, and the hand you've been dealt as well, and you can show compassion and understanding. I don't know, all these things. It's just funny how one like piece of media, if you want to call it, but I guess you could call it that, but it's just film, can just spark it in me, and I love that. And it was totally unexpected and serendipitous, and that's one of the reasons I love film, because it just has that effect on people, has that effect on me, and I love just going in blind. It's completely random, and it's cool. That's cool. and I can just like talk about that with people. Like, hey, have you seen this film? No. Okay. Here's kind of what I've taken away from it, type thing. And I'm talking about it right now with you guys. So yeah, so I really enjoyed that, and it's something I can just check out whenever, or see future past projects from this director that I probably will check out at some point. And maybe hopefully when you guys check it out, that'd be cool. If you do, let me know what you think, or if you have any cool takeaways or stuff like that. Yeah, that, and I wrote a song. I'm always writing songs. You guys will probably see it on the channel at some point. You will. I really love this song. It's called Evergreen. I wrote it a couple days ago, but it was so like fun just as a creative and musician, whatever you want to call, whatever title you want to put on it. You know what I mean? I've always all the songs I've written on guitar has been standard tuning. Always, that's how I learn guitar. That's how I play guitar. But you mess and then once you learn that, it's like some people do plateau. I haven't plateaued just because I'm always constantly learning new things and learning new ways to do things. And I'm singing, writing lyrics, whatever, songwriting. But I understand why people would feel boxed or plateaued, whatever. I just understand. Um, but just I've always wanted to try alternate tunings, and I was like, I don't know. There'll come a time when I just fucking do it. You know what I mean? That's how I am with a bunch of creative things. It's like I know I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna do it. It's just like, when is it gonna happen? When are the stars gonna align, or when am I just gonna be like, fuck it? Usually that's how it is. It's like I'm just like, fuck it. All right, it's in my face. Like, let's fucking do it. And that's what happened. And I just found this guy. He's just talking about this alternate tuning he found. It sounded really cool. Tried it out, and just finding new notes to play, new chords. It just opens a whole new world, new palette in front of you with your instrument as a device to songwrite, or just a new sound for your ear to train and to learn. And quickly, I'm just like playing these random notes, right? you know, and it's all shapes. I learned by like shapes of the chords. I'm not like musically trained, musical theory, none of that. I mostly go by shapes and sound, like the sound of the chord type thing. Sort of thing. But yeah, quickly I'm just hashing it out. And yeah, I got this progression going, and just the lyrics just came to me in this melody. It just came from the melody, really. And I just love the song. It can't happen so organically from this new discovery of this tuning. And it was so much fun. When you get that new creative spark, it's a lot of fun. You guys are gonna know what I'm talking about. Even if it's not a creative thing, you just get that spark. A spark of interest, spark of passion, spark of creativity. All that jazz. So it's just happened like that, and when it does strike, when lightning does strike, you just gotta act on it. And yeah, once I got that melody, man, I was like, let's get it going. So that's what I did. Just started jotting down lyrics, started singing. And it's just I just like how it sounds. I really just love the melody. I feel like the songs that I write, I'm just constantly loving the melody. I mean, obviously I like the lyrics too, but some more than others. But I'm constantly just falling in love with the melody. I feel like it's such a anchor for me. It's such a powerful. It's probably the most powerful force when I'm songwriting. Which you probably hear that all the time from songwriters, but it's so true. It's so true. It's just like this primal thing, primal universal feeling you get. I don't, yeah, but it's a song about like your first love, but it's the way I'm writing. It's like the first love of many different things, of a person, place, and thing. And it's really not that discreet. Like yeah, in the lyrics, it's it's just it's just touching on these little different parts of a first love, and that feeling. But it's also a fleeting feeling, fleeting, and also like the song itself has a beginning. It's like a narrative, beginning, middle, and end. But I feel like it doesn't even end because there's a cyclical nature about it, but I don't know. I could keep going on about it, but I want to leave that up for people that listen to the song. But yeah, I'm just playing with those ideas and that feeling and that sort of thing. It was a lot of fun. And I just really love the song. And it's special because it's the first time, messing around with alternate tuning other than standard, obviously. And I was able to create something new and something sounds familiar but also fresh, and just that special feeling you get when you create a new melody. And you feel you just have, I'm just so excited about it. Like I love the song, so that's that. Definitely be out at some point. I got. I'm gonna read a passage from this book, Light from My Path again. I really love this book, so I'm gonna find a passage and I'll pray down and get out of town. All right. I landed on hope. The chapter called Hope. Lord, when all around me looks dark, remind me the bridge of hope will carry me over the present troubles into the future you have promised. Amen. Okay, right here I got Peter chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Yeah, that's the great hope that Jesus Christ rising from the dead paved way for us to be free from sin. Gave us a new life, with Jesus. And that's from like God's abundant mercy on us. I mean, what have we done to deserve eternal life or life in heaven or an afterlife? We don't deserve it. Humans at their core are rotten. are broken. We're broken people. So it's very strong that God can just have this abundant, like it says in the passage, abundant mercy of, forgiveness, and giving us a new hope through his son, that was a human. Yeah, so that's the big hope right there. So that know that no matter what you go through, if you pray and talk to God, and He will have mercy on you, and He will forgive you. But it's also important to know that in doing that, knowing why He's doing that, and what part that plays in your relationship with Him, and your relationship moving forward with your life, and how that should change you, fundamentally, internally, and in that projects outwards into other people, your community, your ecosystem. So part of that big hope is just to live a life that is free from sin, because when you do sin, that's living a life without God. It's living a life away from God. Living a life away from this big hope that Jesus Christ was resurrected from the dead to bring new life. So you see how it all kind of ties together? Yeah. So I just think that's important. It's very important to know the why and have faith in that why. And I know it begins with, it begins with prayer and having that relationship, and make it meaningful, and being true to that why, and being true to just having that perspective of the goal here, this big hope of that this way of life not only frees you from sin, but gives you a place in heaven with God in this life. Yeah. I'll leave it there. Pray down. Yeah, God, I pray that those that are listening can let you shape their hearts to be more like you, to live a life of abundant mercy, to live a life full of hope for what's to come, to not only live that for themselves but for others, and bring them closer to you. And I pray for those that are hurting, that they find solace in you and find comfort in your words, and know that it's temporary, and know there's a way out of it, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I just pray for protection and peace for everyone, And I just pray that we can do our part in making the world a more forgiving and hopeful place for the future. And knowing that all starts with simple acts of moving towards a bigger purpose and a bigger understanding of what you stand for and why you enact change, why you enact hope, and why you instill faith in humanity and into people's lives. Amen.